And one of the nice pieces that we really like is this piece here. Eleanor Groenveld, I fell in love with her when I graduated from college. But we got married, had our reception at Mysitc Seaport. And so we commissioned her to do this piece of work.
Mysitc is a special place for Skip and Lynn Cox, and when they saw this 1800s Greek revival-style home just steps from the center of town was for sale, they had to see it.
We came down and looked at it, and it really needed a lot of love. But we loved the location, and it fit our family, so we decided that we would renovate it and make it a family vacation home.
And so we walked on the property and just knew that it was for us. And I think all of our friends thought, you are crazy, because it really was in need of a lot of work.
The first part of the house was built in 1808, and in the 1820s, a new owner added on to it.
The front part of this house was built by Charles Mallory in 1828. And you can see the ceilings are much higher, grander. When you come down into the hallway, you can see that this part was in 1807, 1808.
So just who was Charles Mallory, the namesake of this house?
He was a very prominent businessman in Mysitc. He helped build steamships and whaling boats, and he also had a shipping trading company.
What we know as Mysitc Seaport, well, that was his shipyard. So yes, he was kind of a big deal. Over the years, descendants of the Mallorys and people in the local community have gifted Skip and Lynn some memorabilia, like a photo of Mallory's childhood home in Waterford, a receipt signed by him, and this treasure.
In the front, there's 3 people sitting on the stairs. So this is actually a picture of the Mallory family, with Mrs. Charles Mallory being one of them, and 2 of her descendants. So, and overall, many people have brought different things back to us to include in the house to keep it.
Yeah, they say it belongs with the house.
Right, it belongs
so
with the
it's
house.
part of the house.
It took this couple 8 years to complete the renovations, and they did almost all of the work themselves. These floors are original, but they were covered in layers of paint.
Throughout the house, almost every floor was painted either a black or a red. But we like the polyurethane, the wood, natural wood look. So we use a commercial sander, and Lynn learned how to run a commercial sander, and we sanded all the floors.
Sanded all the floors down and brought them back to life.
So we kind of felt there were some very prominent people in the U.S. that have probably walked these floors. You know, the whole thing, if the floors could talk, right?
Right, if the floors could talk, the walls could talk.
Right.
Yeah.
So you wanted to make sure to keep them intact.
Right.
They opened up the living area and moved these doors to allow for better flow on the first floor.
What's really unique about these doors is when I was doing the renovations, I was talking to the building inspector, and what he shared is that he had seen these doors in a few other homes. And what he shared was that these were the doors that were on the steamships that used to go from Stonington to Manhattan. That's how if you were in Boston, you would go to Stonington, and then you take a steamship into Manhattan.
There are 7 bedrooms in the home, and each is named after one of Charles Mallory's ships.
Hell Rolling Mallory.
Yeah, Hell Rolling Mallory was also a name of this steamship, and it was built in 1916, and it carried troops to and from Europe during World War I, and they named it Hell Rolling Mallory, and I believe it was named after Henry Mallory, one of the sons.
Wow, all right, and so this is a lovely guest bedroom in here.
Yes, this is one of 3 king-size bedrooms, and this bedroom happens to have an ensuite bathroom that was added in when we renovated.
There's another full bath at the end of the hall. This tub is original to the home, but it's not in its original spot.
Skip and I brought this tub actually up ourselves over the banister with a man lift. It was quite interesting.
Was it heavy?
It was very heavy. Standing behind Skip, there's a doorway that wasn't always here, and I had asked him I would love to have a doorway that goes to the bedroom behind us.
Lynn wanted to have this large subway tile, so when I went to put the large subway tile in, I had to take down this wall. When I took down the wall, the door was inside the wall.
So
So she got what she wanted.
the old house gods heard me and made a doorway for me. So, yes.
The kitchen renovation revealed this gorgeous chimney, and they added a big window to admire the sprawling property. Skip and Lynn had this patio built, and wait until you hear where the stones came from.
When we found the gentleman in town to do the work for us, he came out, he looked at it, he goes, you know, I have stone from Mysitc Seaport where we had to remove the stone because of safety issues, and I've been saving it for the right place. So all of the stone that you're in on this patio, which is a little under 1,000 square feet, either came from the backyard on this property or from Mysitc Seaport.
That's so perfect.
Right, so
this was the right house.
It was
Right,
the
it
right
was the
house.
right
So it
house.
ties right back into Mysitc Seaport as his place.
And it was
that
meant to
Mr.
be
took over.
because we had no idea he had this stone.
A favorite spot for morning coffee, an afternoon cocktail, or just a glimpse of the goings-on? The front porch.
It's a great place to people watch. You can sit here and watch, the world go by.
If you like what you see, you can stay here. It's not only this family's vacation home, but also a short-term rental on Verbo. There are some weekends in the summer and fall still available.
What do you think Charles Mallory would think about how you guys have kept up the place?
Well, I can put it from the perspective of the descendants from Clifford. They were amazed, and they can't wait to bring back other members of the family because they only remember it as in very poor condition. So I think he would be quite happy.
Impressed.
Yes.
Right.